Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. We are at the final day of the week. We're going to finish up our Norwegian rock and metal and check out a special selection today. First, let's get into this Norwegian music. Today, we're going to be checking out a band, maybe, called Major Parkinson. The song is called Heart of Hickory. It says it's from a 2010 album. Let's dive into this and see what's going on. Yeah, a nice little chill opening here.
It's a habit to be hit like a donkey with a whip, or an epileptic pantomime. Blowing bubbles with a torch.
Got a nice bouncy groove.
Peeling off those stitches from your spine. And when the love is dead,
Come and get your butcher knife. Open up my heart and make me happy.
I like the harmonies on those vocalizations.
quarterback got the sack, crack back, practice in a black Cadillac. Who is sang with the gang is the world.
What in the world?
They say it's dangerous out here inside these woods. And the more you give, the more you break this narcissistic loving that they plan to do your brain when you were young.
Come and get your butcher knife. Open up my heart and make me happy. Come and get your butcher knife.
There's a lot of diversity and contrast going on in this song that I'm just
Devils on your bed,
really digging.
ducks and creeks with all the pictures from your wasted youth. He pays a penny for your lies, a dime for truth. Count the nickels for your pills and booze.
Why is this song so fun? It has like this sinister element to it, but it is just so good.
Come and get your butcher knife. Open up my heart and make me happy. Come and get your butcher knife.
Nice little variation on the chorus here in the piano section. What? What did I just listen to? Oh, hey, look, Gibbs reacted to Igor. I haven't heard that song. I really want to. Oh, man. That's a knowledgeable dude. I want to go see what he's thought about Igor, but I haven't listened to Cheval yet. That is tempting. Anyways, all right, Major Parkinson, Heart of Hickory. What in the world? First of all, we got some really interesting visual imagery going on accompanying the music. I do think it's very cool how it feels mixed media. None of these images are matching up with exactly what they're doing. However, they are very, very close, and it provides this strange uncanniness to the whole thing. Like when they're playing a piano shows up and it kind of sounds like it could be. It's kind of played at a speed where it looks like it could be what's being played, but then the piano will rise in pitch and the visual of the pianist will stay in the same range. And there's this weird disconnect where I think my brain thinks I'm watching what's being heard and then I'm not. Very, very interesting disconnect there. And then, of course, it looks like there's commercials of this old timey head spinning toy for kids that's interspersed throughout this music video. So it gives it this odd element to the whole thing. And I'm really trying to separate that from the music itself. Even though the music is still odd. I feel like the music video pushes it into an even odder direction that maybe it doesn't fit on its own. Um, there's a lot of cool things going on in the music though. There's some really nice. There's actually a lot of really nice melodic passages in this song. I think that um, there's this really beautiful core to the whole thing, even if there is this unsettling element to the song as a whole. When we look at the song section by section, a lot of it does really work well with ideas of serenity and beauty and sort of rose tinted glasses for a better, older time. I don't know if that's just because the music video incorporates a lot of black and white, older footage, or if there actually is a strong element of that in the music. I know that there is an element of that in the music, especially with the mix and some of the timbres used. But I don't know if it's a strong as strong of an element as it is when it's played against the music video. Um, so we definitely have these ideas of beauty, of palatableness, uh, but every once in a while we get these little unsettling elements. It might be a colorful note, a little bit outside the lines, playing an accidental somewhere just to put a little bit of tension into a section. But then we also have that male vocalist who just does not really fit in with what the rest of the song is doing on any level. And it really stands out to me as an oddity. I don't know how to reconcile that part of the song against the rest of it. But I enjoy that it's there. I mentioned that the song has a lot of contrast. And it does. We have contrast in timbres, we have contrast in tones, and then we have this contrasting idea of, I don't want to say light versus dark. I feel like that's cliche, but definitely this sinister element to the male vocalist versus more of the innocent element. I would say in the rest of the song, it is very bright and uplifting and cheery, and he comes along with his rough, gruff, tumble voice singing about things. And like I said, it's interesting contrast, and it's represented a little bit in the music, at least, especially where the male vocals are. The music is a little bit dimmer, a little bit darker there, not really going for as much of that bright cheeriness that we see everywhere else, but the tones, the timbres betray that a bit. They're still kind of bright and cheery against his gruffer, more sinister singing. Even if the notes themselves do kind of fall into a bit of that darker feeling when his vocals come up. So that's, I don't know, I'm still having a real hard time figuring out where that fits in. But I do want to say I'm glad it's there. Without it, I would say the song, I don't want to say it's boring, but it's more interesting with that male vocal there, even if I don't quite understand why or how it fits in. Maybe if I followed along with the lyrics and understood some of the lyrical themes and ideas that were represented, I might understand where he fits in a little bit more. It almost feels like a second character in the story rather than just a second storyteller. And maybe that's how it fits in. But I don't know. It confuses me. I think what's even more confusing is that when the song started, I think that was the first voice we heard, and I kind of attributed it to being. It felt like it was present a lot at the beginning, but about the second half of the song, I felt like it was present less often. Like it only popped up one more time in the second half, and it felt more like an additive, an additional voice to the song. And it's very weird how that switch flipped at the halfway point. And I enjoy that. It makes me wonder what kind of dynamic they tend to have with their timbres in this band. How often the male vocalists take prominence, how often the female vocalists take prominence in their songs. I also wonder if they do anything that really digs into sort of that darker quality of these vocals here, and write songs that might match that a little bit more, because I still feel like it's so out of place. I don't know. The female vocals are very interesting though. They pop up primarily in the chorus, and on the vocalized ahs and oohs, there's actually a second layer that is an octave up with very harsh, not harsh, but very narrow vibrato on it, very quick vibrato. And it's interesting because the sort of the airy falsetto, not falsetto, just very airy chest singing that is prominent in the mix for the vocalist. It feels very modern poppy, where we don't, at least I don't really attribute a lot of. It doesn't. It sounds low effort. We're gonna bring this back up. We talked about this earlier this week with, I think it was Mayhem, about this low effort singing. And it's not that it requires low effort, it's that it sounds like it's low effort. You reduce the volume, you reduce the projection, and you kind of make it more airy so it feels like you have less constriction on your vocal cords. And you just get this really nice, vocal style about it. And she employs that. But then on top of it, she puts something that I think most people tend to attribute high effort and a higher amount of skill in doing, which she sings an octave higher. I think it is pure falsetto, and then it also has a very nice vibrato put on top of it. And the two mixed together sound very nice, actually. I can't say I've heard that combination before, but I really like it. It gives it the width and the power, and even a little bit of that. The vibrato gives it some movement, some momentum, so it doesn't feel static and stale. It gives it all these qualities while still retaining some of that that ease of performance, even a little bit of a sultriness that she was going for with the breathiness of the lower effort style singing. It is a wonderful combination that hits on all of the pros of both and kind of eradicates the cons on both of them. It is a wonderful combination that you really get the strengths of both without the negatives. And I would not mind hearing it more often, especially if maybe some modern pop artists started picking up and using it. It's like I said, it definitely goes for a specific feel, a specific style. It's not something I would apply across the board, but the two do a fantastic job at just augmenting each other. It is a phenomenal combination of vocal techniques. But again, it's in such stark contrast to the male vocalist, which is sinister and deep and almost growly. And it's singular, and it's not very wide. It's kind of narrow and pointed, very directional. and almost spoken word. It is just the complete opposite, and I cannot figure out where that vocal style fits into all of this. But I adore the music. There are so many fun elements in here. There's a real brightness. I've already talked about the tones, the themes, like bright, poppy, happy, um, just very playful and positive in a lot of ways. But there's also some really interesting rhythmic elements going on in here with a lot of their layering. There's some sections in here that have some really cool layering elements that go on. And they're not really done harmonically. It's really done to fill out the sound, but because of that, we end up with sections with very different rhythmic elements to them. And when they come together, it just, I don't know. I don't know if it was pure luck or if completely intentional, but there's some really cool rhythmic synergies going on here where 2 or 3 different voices have different rhythmic elements, and it creates a very cool rhythm when you take them all as a whole. And then, of course, you just put that on top of or against sort of the bounciness that the drums are implying with its groove, and you have a fun time. I really like these guys. There's a playfulness to it all, but it still intrigues me. It does. I really wish I had the answers on this one. This is where you guys come in, though. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you know anything about this band, because I don't. Let me know how those vocals fit in. Let me know if you know the themes and lyrics of this song. Maybe that'll help me understand the male vocals. And let me know if this is typically what they do, or if they have other styles. Maybe this is a one-off. Maybe they are a very diverse band who explore all sorts of different types of music. I don't know. Hit me up with these comments, though. Above the comments section is a description box. There's a link in there for Linktree, which is a fantastic resource, a nice menu with everything related to the channel. You can support me through Patreon, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord community, submit a special selection, as well as a bunch of other links. They're all there. Above the description box, if you could, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I greatly appreciate all 3. All right, we got one more video coming up in about 10-15 minutes, I suppose. It'll be the final video of the week, and then I will see you guys on Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, as always. I say as always. It's 5 p.m. Eastern, as always. However, Daylight Saving Time is changing that up, and the UTC could be 9 or 10. I don't know why I'm rambling. Anyways, until next time, remember, be critical, not cynical, of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.